I swear, half my ideas come out of other ideas that were half-baked ideas that turned to full-grown ideas. Thank you to our $5 patron, Sin is Lancelot, and a big thank you to our $25 patron, the Mr. Greed. Now, before we have this breakdown on who would win between Asta and Meliodas, according to Versus Battle Wiki, please do me a favor, leave who you think is going to win in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Any support would be appreciated. Now, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I got a pencil here, and here we are to review Versus Battle Wiki, but not necessarily, but actually do a quick versus battle based on what Versus Battle Wiki has to say about the two premier demons of modern anime in terms of Asta versus Meliodas. And I'll admit, I was thinking about this because I was writing the script for my Asta versus Meliodas, and I was like, hey, I wanted to bring back, essentially, I wanted to bring back the Versus Wiki review series that I used to do. But on top of that, I was like, well, if I'm already writing this Versus Battle, let me see what Versus Battle Wiki has to say about it. And let me see how it compares to my own once I release my own. And obviously, Versus Battles have been taking a while because I'm trying to upgrade them. Simply put, what I want to do for Versus Battles now takes a whole lot longer. From scripting to actually editing the video. I want to level them up considering they've been gone for so long. So I don't want to come back rushed. So expect a couple of these before you get the first like official big bad Versus Battle, because I want to do a whole ton of weird things for those. However, let's hop right into it. 3, 2, 1, 0, -5, -4. Let's go. So let's take a look at these two titans, these two monsters, these two demons, if you will. And let's just compare their stats first. I'm not going to necessarily go over their profiles. I've already gone over Meliodas before. I'll cover Austin in his own Versus Wiki video. However, let's just take a look at their raw physical stats. You know, they're calculable things. Let's see who wins off of that. So we're going to, before we get into abilities, before we get into resistances, all that good stuff, before we get into all the transformations, let's just see how strong they say both of them are. At least island level, possibly large island level plus, should be much stronger than his pre-time skip base self, possibly comparable to post-time skip base Noel, possibly. Shouldn't he be stronger? I mean, higher with Black Asta, far stronger than before. Small country level with Black Divider. That's a big leap. Stronger than before. Country level with the Zergmo, vastly stronger than before. His name is 6% Dante. Okay. Higher with Devil's Bargain, surpasses limits in the old Devil Arm exchange for true power and anti-magic. Damage 80% down his body. True. Is that? Yeah, true. Because we know that anti-magic doesn't actually have inherent durability negation because of what Lucci's been doing in the recent chapter, so that does make sense. Let's see, damage 80% Dante's body, stated by Asta's Devil to be, you couldn't just say leave, stated by Asta's Devil to be more powerful than his previous transformations, at least island level, possibly large island level, stronger than before. Country level with Black Asta, comparable to his Devil's Bargains form, more attacks from Devil Union Not, who could trade blows with Devil Powered Dante, far higher than Devil Union, stronger than Devil Bargain Black Asta, fought both Lilith and Nama at the same time without taking a single hit and sliced the latter in half. I mean, slice more than the latter, like slice them all in half if we're being completely honest. But I can definitely see that. So, I mean, I would say higher. I would definitely, like, you can get country level a lot earlier in Black Clover, and you're more so going for higher levels of power. Higher levels of power I'm not going to specify in this video because that's what the Black Clover video is for. But yeah, I can definitely, I mean, once again, reasonable. Essentially, I can see people scaling DU around country level, even if I think it would. I'm much more leaning towards the far higher than the country level side of things. If you catch my drift, you know what I'm kind of going for. Let's talk about Meliodas. Large town. We're still going with large town beginning of series Meliodas. Okay, Versus Battle Wiki. Large town plus with even mark. Yes, of course. Small city level with Lost Vein. Small city level with Lost Vein. I act like I'm shocked. Like I haven't read this profile a million times, but every time I see it, it just hurts a little bit on the inside. At least small city level, effortlessly stop. Like, what happened? Like there has to. I know. Like, Versus Battle Wiki has this whole like supporters and opponents thing. But I could have sworn we were beyond this. Like one time I stumbled across here, and I'm pretty sure mountain level was not the was not the base, right? Like, no, large town level. We were at least city level. Where did we go down? When did we get downgraded? Like, what happens to this? We keep getting downgraded. Same thing happened to Kingdom Hearts. Whenever I do a Kingdom Hearts video covering like them versus a certain character, like I'll talk about that too. Because I'm pretty sure they aren't even universal anymore, which is absolutely insane considering all the universal stuff that's implied for like low tier Heartless. Not to talk of end of series, higher dimensional. That's all. You know what? Whole different story. Whole nother time. Let's just keep going off of this. Large mountain level with Demon Mark. Destroy Danafor. But like, you gotta real. Mostly so. Okay, so this is. I'm assuming this is Berserk, right? So Berserk, large city level with Lost Vein. No, he should still be way higher than that. Even if he couldn't do anything to Berserk Gallon, or not even Berserk Gallon, magicless Gallon, he's still way, way, way stronger than himself without Lost Vein. And of course, there's the whole Berserk animal 20 times. You can go with more. Like, I don't know. I'm not really rocking with that. But of course, if we're trying to say post training Diane is small city level, when beginning of series Diane made Mother's Catastrophe a literal floating mountain, which can be calced at like country to multi-continental, depending on how you want to calculate, and if you want to include speed and stuff like that in terms of kinetic energy. Like, how are we still here? How are we saying post-training Diane is small city level? But whatever, at least small city level, effortlessly stopped to defeat me. So they have base Gallon at small city level. Didn't the man used to be island level? Hold on. I'm sorry, I know I'm clicking away. I definitely shouldn't be doing this. But now I'm intrigued. Where do you have Gallon? Small, you have him at large amount. Yeah, what? Who downgraded the verse again? Like, what is happening here? Why does the verse keep getting downgraded? I'll definitely be more of a Black Clover advocate the more and more I get into scaling it. But trust me, they're definitely lowballing Black Clover here too. But still, I don't know. This is just egregious. Large mountain level with Demon Mark, destroy Danafor. So this is post training. So you don't even have like a base. And to be fair, not post training. 10 years past / post Druid Meliodas. So what is his base state? Like, we just skip over base Meliodas. Even though he has relevant feats, he punches up Droll and tanks hits from Gloxinia. But, you know, let's not. We'll just say large mountain level Demon Mark. Island level, far stronger than his previous Demon Mark, comparable to Esterosa. True, but even lowballing Gallon should be island level. Come on now. But whatever. Higher with Demon Mark should be... he's not going to get higher than island level, is he? Should be comparable to Sariel and Tarmiel, who have... country to low, like the range for Tarmiel's Ocean is wild. I'll admit, like there are multiple calcs that get to various levels, but the bare minimum for that is at least large island level. Like even then, I think that's a severe low ball. But regardless of that, you can't like island level just barely. It should be higher with Demon Mark. So this is post resurrection. He's not comparable to Esterosa. That would, well, it depends. That's a debate there. But higher with Demon Mark, she should be large island level plus, if anything. Or at least large island level with Demon Mark. Even higher with Assault Mode, at least 3 times strong and due to Assault Mode. Yeah, they're just using the power level. Whatever. Do whatever you want with the Assault Mode multiplier. Casually overpowered near noon Escanor, whose power levels at the time was 114,000. Y'all know how I feel about power levels. I'm not the coolest with using with scaling. Large island level, or no, island level should be comparable, not stronger than his previous Demon Mark. He stronger, higher with Demon. So wait, which one are they referring to here? Because this is Assault Mode. This is Assault Mode Meliodas, and they're saying he's island level with like 3 times island level. So is this base? Assault Mode 3 times stronger than Assault Mode, island level stronger than Prime Meliodas. So this, is this Prime Meliodas? Prime Meliodas? I mean, no, yeah, that's about fair. They should be equivalent. They should be equivalent, except like the commandment amp that Prime Meliodas has, which does get him stronger than True by Lunashell and Afternoon by L, just in Demon Mark. And we're saying but I mean, the commandment amp is a big thing, but the weird thing is the commandment amp scales drastically depending on which demon you give it to, right? Because we know like goddesses cannot fight without their commandments. Like they're not their commandments, but goddesses can't really fight that well without their graces. That's just a thing that's established within the narrative. Like if a commandment is graceless, they're pretty much useless. Mael admits this in the narrative itself. He's like, I'm using the commandments to replace my grace power because without this extra power, I'm pretty much fodder. We see it verbatim in Cursed by Light, where some random fodder goddesses can pack up a no sunshine Mael. Like the archangels are fodder, but unlike the archangels, like demons can be demons without their commandments. Like they're monsters, at least in the case of the royals. Like Meliodas and Zeldris, without their commandments, are still monsters. So if this Assault on Meliodas is Island level plus, why is not post-resurrection Assault on Meliodas Island level plus, considering he should be there? I know like the commandment amp is still there, and I'm going to make a whole video talking about the commandment amp, because people still don't think it amps your power. Like, I don't... Like, the narrative... Like, the whole narrative of the entire Estarossa thing is that it gives you power, and it's not just the curse. And they're literally compared to the graces, which clearly amp the goddess's power. But, you know, that's another video for another time. I'm going way more in depth with this, just because it just feels... Don't you... Get off my screen. Get off of it. But... should be comparable to Sario and Tario, overpowered near Noon Escanor. Eye level should be comparable, not stronger than this Demon Mark. Stronger than True Body, yeah, 3 times stronger than Solomon. Eye level stronger than Prime Elizabeth. So, I don't know if... I'm not sure how much people rock with this, but it's very clearly implied that... I'm assuming this is post-perk amount, right? Stronger than Prime Elizabeth, far stronger than his base form, Island with the Solomon Commander 1, Ultimate Escanor. Yeah, so this Island level Meliodas, he is actually stronger than his Prime Assault Mode self. Like, that's very... Like, it's not even narratively implied, it's just narratively shown. Like, on panel, he's beating up the equivalent, if not superior, to the Demon King he fought 3,000 years ago. Or 4,000 years ago in the case of that Meliodas. But still, like, the Meliodas that is boxing up and literally packing up Demon King Zeldris, who is literally just Zeldris stacked with the power of 10 other commandments. He should be stronger than his Prime self by a decent, like, a sizably wide margin. So, I don't know, him being island level in base, not necessarily my thing. Higher with Demon Mark first. Large island level with Assault Mode, higher with True Magic, save the possessed power than full power of the Demon King. Didn't we accept the fact that the Demon King is, like, star level? Isn't this a thing? Didn't we go with this? Oh, no. Large star level. Created. No way, bruh. With isn't creation. We're gonna go into that in a separate video. But regardless, just going off of their two stats, if this Meliodas is nebulously a large island level, and this Asta in Devil Union is country level, far higher in Devil Union, I mean, he should just mop. Like, there's the gap in AP is way too large there. I don't even think Meliodas' regen is going to carry him. He's just going to get sliced to ribbons. Then we're going with speed. FTL. At least FTL. Yep, faster than for FTL plus. You can't just keep him in FTL. Unless FTL plus just like 1 to 10 times? Hold on, let me check. Like, you can get base Asta pre-time skip. Like, arguably into like the hundreds of times FTL. So, like, he would at least be... Yeah, according to your own standards, at least be beginning of series Asta, especially by, like, Black Divider and stuff like that. Like, if you use Calx and, massively FTL is where Asta should be at. So, the fact that y'all just have this man chilling at FTL plus, even though he has numerous amps, and, like, you can literally just use the Dark Triad, right? Like, if the Dark Triad at 1%... is at all comparable to Asta, and then each percentage they get stronger by a percent. Like, if 100% Dante is stronger than 1% Dante by like 100 times, and we know that Devil Union Asta should at least be base Asta should be comparable to base Dante, and then 100 times that for actual Dante, even though we know he's stronger than 100% Dante by a wide margin. So I don't know. I think FTL plus is a little bit rude. You're saying that this man is still under the 100 times cap. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's definitely at least at the bare minimum here, more arguably here. Like he's more likely massively FTL plus, especially by Devil Union current time. But regardless, FTL plus. I'm giving away arguments for the actual video, but there you go. There's some arguments for that if you want to really argue. But I'm gonna guess he's just massively hypersonic plus throughout the end. Yeah, yep. Alright. Once again, giving away some arguments. But Meliodas at the beginning of the series is literally like thousands of times weaker than his end of series self. In base. Like if you take base Meliodas compared to base end of series Meliodas, or base post-purg Meliodas, because you can argue that without true magic he gets exponentially weaker, whatever. No, not exponentially. I'm throwing around words, but don't take what words I say. Listen to what I say, not exactly what I say though. He's many times. Let's say he's weaker post losing his true magic. He is bare minimum light speed start of series, like bare minimum, because Oslo has that 33 times light speed feat. We have the most fodder, and by fodder I mean fodder of goddesses, pulling up with insane levels of speed just because they can casually throw around arc, which is confirmed by mon speed to be light particles, and of course every single goddess can use that, just like every single demon can use that. So even the most fodder of goddesses have light speed attacks, and obviously the most fodder of demons can casually take those, and even beginning of series Meliodas is superior to some of the most fodder of demons. And of course on top of that you have the whole Gother and Diane fight, which has Diane in base while weakened, and we know that Meliodas is comparable in base beginning of series with a broken weapon to a full-size, full-power Diane. Diane is casually avoiding and dodging light speed attacks from Gother, which are confirmed to be light in the data books, so faster than light right there. You have all the different interactions with regardless, massively hypersonic, not it. Not for 7 deadly sins. Like, light speed is inherently more consistent. Like it's actually, outside of Guild Thunder, it is harder to argue lightning speed than it is to argue light speed for 7 deadly sins, because of how much stuff is just stated to be light and how many light speed reaction feats we get. You get Escanor reacting to Gother's. Everyone who reacts to Gother's light and dodges it, light speed. Those are light speed feats because it's light in the data books. Unless it like, the only time I'll give passes to that is in like the the massive rewrite light scenario where like the light was curving something. But most of the time, those arrows just fire straight. They're straight beams of light. And of course, you have the goddesses literally using light particles. I just don't know what you want. Like, it's kind of crazy that it's the current year and we're still saying massively hypersonic plus for true magic Meliodas. Like, hold on, one second. Let me run the speed real quick. Let me run the speed. If I'm running the speed, as we do, massively hypersonic plus. So we're gonna say that despite seeing the amount of perception blitz, like if you were to go into how many times a character gets perception blitz or just generally blitzed in 7 Deadly Sins, and started all the way back where you really can start, which is Oslo and that 33 times light, and you just start stacking and stacking and stacking. You take some statement from the novels that like an average knight is 10 times weaker than a holy knight, and then the 7 deadly sins are even beyond that, and then you just start stacking and stacking, and then you throw demon mark multipliers on top of it, you start stacking and stacking. Like, you can go nuts with speed and get them to around that massively FTL territory, especially considering how easy it is to get light speed stuff in 7 deadly sins. So the fact that we're saying that somehow in some way Meliodas beginning of series, Meliodas end of series is still not even 1% the speed of light it's a little cuckoo to me. It's a little nuts. And wasn't he relativistic before? What happened to that count? Like, I actually don't know what happened there. But hey, honestly, I feel like I don't even have to go over the abilities. Based on speed and strength alone, Asta negs Meliodas, like, entirely. If he's FTL plus, and Meliodas isn't even 1% the speed of light, and we know FTL plus, at least for versus Battle Wiki, since they don't give like and to be fair, I won't give an accurate number because I'm not going to give you an exact number, but still, if FTL plus ranges from 10 to 100 times, do some quick math yourselves, but even 10 times the speed of light, that means Meliodas, hold on, let me not sound dumb. Let me pull out the calculator myself to make sure I'm not crazy, but if I'm not mistaken, if Meliodas is at his peak, at max power, going out, all out, is massively hypersonic plus, maybe even higher, we'll say he reaches that 1% speed of light here, then we're going to have to say, with heavy hearts, that Asta would blitz Meliodas and slice his head off because he has that much higher attack potency by, let's see, so 1% the speed of light, so 100 times for that, times 100. No, yeah, 100 times 100 if we're going with 100 times the speed of light. So Meliodas, Asta would be 10,000 times faster than Meliodas, blitz him before Meliodas could even perceive him, and then just absolutely dominate him, slice his head off. None of the hacks even matter. Like, Asta would literally bisect Meliodas 15 times over, accidentally destroy all his hearts in the process, and then it's a GG. Because Meliodas just doesn't have the durability. There's no way he has the durability when he's out here with large island level amounts of power and durability. Meanwhile, Asta's casually throwing around far higher than country level attacks. It's a free GG. Like, what? None of the rest of the stuff even matters. Like, what even matters here? Let's look at it. None of the durability matters. Meliodas isn't even going to tag Asta. There's no universe where this Meliodas that they establish here tags Asta. It's a bully. It's unfair. This guy right here, who's stronger than a being that can literally pop out 2 mooned realms. Just fodder. He's absolutely fodder. He's nothing to this man right here, at least according to Versus Battle Wiki. And, like, heck, arguably by Versus Battle Wiki standards, if even this is start higher with Berserk Mode Magic Tank Dante. If FTL, let's just say FTL, base Asta post time skip with this blade right here, absolutely blitzes and annihilates Melly. No contest at all, because he has at least comparable, at least island level, possibly large island level, at least. So he has beyond, literally straight up beyond the strength of Meliodas, possibly in base. He's either equal to or superior to him blatantly, and still blitzes him insanely. Pre-Black Asta, pre-nothing. Base Asta stomps Meliodas. Hands down. Easy. Light work. Clip this right here, right now. Clip this and spread it across the world. Base Asta absolutely demolishes Meliodas. Superhuman. Let's just cover the extra stats. Let's see if Meliodas wins any of these categories, because now I'm just straight down. But, okay. So, stamina. Superhuman can still remain conscious of being sliced open shoulder, hit behind, low claws. Final army assignments without getting tired for several hours. That's true. Jump to a wall of flames without flinching or receiving any damage. Yep. Kept fighting against Veto despite taking serious damage. The arm broken. Blah, 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 blah. Managed to re-enter his Black Asta form. Yeah, that's actually really true. Right after the Flame Kingdom, fought not for 2 days straight and continued to train with Leave for an extended period of time, likely without sleeping, and fought and defeated an ancient demon with Devil Union. Immediately headed to the Spade Kingdom afterwards, when he fought and defeated Nama and fought Morse afterwards despite the physical backlash, and is currently fighting against Lucci in the manga. So that's a pretty good stamina. Like, what is that? Like, multi-day, like upwards of 3. We'll just give him a week stamina. Let's see where they put Meliodas. Very high. On more than one occasion, has taken long barrages of attack from incredible stronger characters in order to receive as much damage as possible, and kept fighting. So he has Demon King. So we aren't going to talk about how Meliodas literally boxed with the Demon King for 60 years straight. There was, we have a clear statement in the manga where we actually have a quantifiable amount of time where we know Bond, Meliodas, and Wild were literally just brawling with the Demon King for 60 years, which is ironically a minute in real world time, but still, 60 years, and his stamina is only just extremely high as the Demon King. I'm sorry, what? Am I confused? Am I lost? Maybe they just don't remember that, but I clearly remember that. That's one of the main things. That's the craziest thing. Honestly, more than true magic in my mind, the craziest thing about Meliodas is that he managed to, considering we know his purgatory body data overwrote his real body data. The craziest thing to me is that real world, real life Meliodas has 60 years worth of stamina in terms of raw combat, which is crazy to me. But of course, I don't know. At least, once again, going by here, considering there's no evidence to state that any of this is superior to what Asta has, especially with all this detail here, easy easy. Asta has better stamina. No way. Come on now. Extended melee range with swords, at least several dozens of meters with anti-magic, collective item, hundreds of meters in berserk mode, kilometers with devil union. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, that's a lot. Tens of kilometers. So what's more? What's more? Tens of kilometers with the power of darkness, or kilometer? It doesn't say tens of kilometers of devil union. So we're gonna give range to melee, just barely, just a whiff, a hint. We're gonna give range to melee. Standard equipment. Grimoire. Also was a 5 Clover Grimoire, which he receives during the fight with Ravici. The Grimoire is tattered and covered in dirt. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Summon rusted swords out of it. We use for blah, blah, blah. Yep. 4 Wreath Grimoire that used to belong to Link. Yep, that makes sense. Demon Slayer first and primary anti-magic swords. Largest and heaviest. Massive blunt damage. Swing. Flat side. However, it's heft, meaning slower than Demon Dweller and Demon Destroyer. Making it unsuitable for parrying and inflicting high speed attack. But I don't know. Asta's kind of a menace with that blade. So he is kind of that dude. Asta created a spell called Black Divider. Black Divider makes extremely demon sword sharper in order to deal more fatal injuries. And Devil Union also changes the size of the sword itself, making it long line so just for like kilometer-sized projectiles. I wonder how they count that. Demon Dweller, Satiatic magic weapon, derived towards fight and with Mars. A thinner and more ornate weapon. Asta can swing it much faster than Demon Slayer's sword, allowing him to defend against attacks too fast for him to block with the Demon Slayer sword and slice and stab opponents. As a trade-off, it lacks some of the heft of the Demon's. I don't know. There are some words that I just love in the English language, and heft is one of them. So, some heft of the Demon Slayer sword resulting in weaker blows. After 6 months per each time skip, saying summon Demon Dweller and saying its name, and creating several anti-magic slashes by filling the sword with anti-magic and swinging it. So, Asta does have projectiles there. That's really, really cool, though. Demon Destroyer, Asta's third anti-magic sword, can cut through any magic spells with its edges, just like his other 2 swords. It can also sever the cause and effect relationship to absorb and remove the effects of magic spells as if they were never casted, and even negate reincarnation magic. That is always crazy to think, and he never uses that. Like you get. Wait a minute. Why didn't he whip that out when he was right next to the tree or right next to Morris? Did he? Am I tripping? I need to reread that. But if he really could sever the cause and effect nature, could he have stopped the manifestation way easier if he just pulled out Demon Destroyer? Was that just Asta's stupidity holding his back? Because, like, if he can really sever the cause and effect nature of magic and make it like it never exists, maybe that was a limit? I don't know. But we know anti-magic is effective against Lucia of all people, so I think it'd be pretty effective against this tree. I don't know. That's kind of crazy to think about. I wonder. But I do a whole what if. What if Asta was smart and managed to just pull out Demon Destroyer at the right time and just shut down the entire tree? Demon Slasher, 4th and most recent anti-magic sword, Katana Yamasuki Hero, can cut spells with its edge just like the other 3 swords, and also has Infinity Slash, which chooses what Asta wants to cut, which is another crazy ability. So in terms of standard equipment, wow, no detail on what Lost Link. Asta wins. And it depends on what you think is more. The ability to sever the cause and effect nature of magic. I mean, the standard equipment isn't that. It's the anti-magic amp to the standard equipment. But even still, the anti-magic kind of comes built in with the Grimoire. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to give, even in general, I'd probably give equipment to Asta. Like, being unironic, I would just completely give it. Because his swords are just too useful. Especially like Demon Destroyer and Demon Slasher, even though he doesn't use them as much. So I will give him that. Just see the Meliodas with anything else. Jeez! What? Yo, y'all Black Clover fans on Battle Wiki are dedicated. Golly! Average, genius in combat, teen, major in education, boondocks. Not the slums, not the outskirts of the Clover Kingdom, the boondocks. At the end of the kingdom, rebels of his life is fairly ignorant and book dumb, but nonetheless makes up strong combat instinct, borders on precognition. It doesn't just border on precognition. That man has precognition. So, swordsmanship, reflect doesn't projectiles, coming close range from every direction. Breaking someone lastly, fast learner takes advantage of blah blah blah. Fast master the swords of anti-magic master right after. Mimic mastered on the first try. Stances and battle techniques and previous more experienced allies or opponents just by seeing them once during a spark. Yeah, all this is accurate. This is great. Yeah, I do like the in-depth battle tactics. So that's an aspect I want to add to my battles, like going more in depth on experience, maybe like separating skill and experience in their own separate categories, because you can be very skilled with very little experience. So I think I may do that. So yeah, overall, really, really good stuff. I do like the intelligence. Meliodas has shown himself to be extremely skilled despite over 3,000 years of experience. He has shown him skilled swordplay and has a number of versatile techniques he routinely uses in battle. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't even properly read all of Asta's intelligence, but all you needed was the one line that says bordering on precognition even before mentioning key. And yeah, Asta easily wins intelligence. So think about this. Not only Asta is not only way stronger than Meliodas, but he's also way faster. He has way more lifting strength. Wait, hold on. Lifting strength? Let's see. What they got Meliodas' lifting strength at? Okay. Nope. Meliodas has way less lifting strength, way less striking strength, way less durability, way less, literally, yeah, way less stamina. Barely, if you squint at it the right way, gets the perfect amount of range, just barely over Asta, has way lesser equipment, Lost Man just doesn't even do anything, so way lesser equipment, and yeah, even lower intelligence, okay, 3,000 skill years of experience, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. It's not bordering on precognition levels of skill, so yeah. Weaknesses. He can only enter black Asta form 3 times a day, and doing so places incredible strain on his muscles and bones. His black Asta form, right after Devil Bog, it only lasts 50 seconds. Zelda Union lasts for 5 minutes. Yeah, that's the only main weakness. So that's fine. Weaknesses. Formerly lost his capacity for rational thought. That's not necessarily a weakness anymore. All demons are vulnerable to holy magic, breaks down darkness particles. Why are y'all afraid to call it light magic? It's not holy magic. It's literally arc. Arc is light particles. Stop being so scared. But note, however, that high-level demons are shown to take minor damage from beings at level, implying the vulnerability is not extreme. It isn't. The regenerate, which is ironic. We're going to talk about the Supreme Deity and our own lack of resistance to darkness particles one day. We're going to go into that because it just seems so. That seems so random. I'm not going to lie, but medical terms show them mean that more demon degenerates the weaker they get, eventually reaching the point where they no longer have energy to generate at all, and is afraid of using his magic power. So none of these weaknesses are necessarily weaknesses except for the running out of energy. But even then, everyone runs out of energy. So. Yeah, that's fine. I'd say... Probably... I'm sorry. Probably I'd once again, considering none of these weaknesses are really weaknesses anymore, and one weakness is just a common weakness, I'm going to give... I still have to give Asta the weaknesses category, because he has more potent weaknesses, but yeah. Meliodas has less weaknesses overall. Notable attacks techniques. Demon. I love it. It's just... demon, which is very, very true. Meliodas is a demon, but of course, let's go over Asta again. The main thing that Asta has is anti-magic. Asta possesses no mana and therefore is unable to use magic whatsoever. However, his lack of magic enabled Asta to wield the power of anti-magic, power coming from a demon. As its name suggests, anti-magic has the unique ability to nullify other magical attacks without difficulty. He uses this power through swords that are stored within his grimoire. Swords that are stored in his grimoire, looking sore, about to show you the blood and gore of a different war, bottom board. Excuse me, that guy was some bar. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just having fun at this point. But yeah, anti-magic is insane. Currently 4 swords, virtually any kind of magic with its edges. Yep, deflects magic back at the flat part of the sword. Yep, demon dweller and demon destroyer. Cleaving and deflecting magic and absorb magic. Basic form revert magic effects of the latter. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, despite versus Battle Wiki will sometimes update things instantly, but at the same time, it's kind of slow because it doesn't mention anything about Lucci. I don't even think hold on, let me go to Black Clover real quick. I know once again I'm leaping around because the verdict is already decided. Now I'm just comparing the two overall. I'm sorry. But the main things that decide the battle, attack, potency, and speed, have already been decided. Large country level characters. Lucci? Let me see you, Lucci. What do they have you? Incomplete manifestation. Oh, that's going to be his big globby form, isn't it? It's going to be his big globby form, ain't it? It just won't show me. So never mind. We will not know if it's his big globby form. But what do they have you, Lucci? Country plus. Mentally superior to his high manifest. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, world will be... It doesn't say the world will be destroyed, but I'd have him higher than country level. Me personally, I would definitely have... Okay, so they're semi-caught up. They have... If you have this, you gotta have Infinity Slasher updated. Go back and update that. Whoever works on the Black Clover section versus Battle Wiki, if you have this ugly form, you gotta at least update Demon Slasher. But regardless, I think both verses are just generally lowballed in terms of attack potency and speed. You can definitely give both verses higher whether you use calcs or not. You can just use narrative for both verses, ironically enough, if you really want to. But still, calcs are better in my mind. Then, with his, honestly, let's see. Let's take a long, hard look. Oh, what? Sorry, I don't know why my body's attacking me like this. I swear I slept good. But Asta, yeah, anti-magic, bull thrust, mirror slash. That's not one of Asta's notable. I mean, I guess, do they include Nemesis here? Oh, it makes this mistake. We're going to have to talk about this. We're definitely going to have to talk about this. Ugh. Do I talk about that on another video? I have to talk about that on another video. Because that's a common misconception. Just in the versus media general. It's like, especially on TikTok, like, people always assume Demon King Meliodas actually has access to the commandments when he really doesn't. Like the Demon King Meliodas' body may have access to the commandments, but even then, that's debatable. Because of weird things not happening. But, like, but we'll get into that. We get into that. But, yeah. All these abilities. Black Asta. Yep. Black Hurricane. Compound Magic. Yep. All that's good. Double Union. Yep. Key. Learn how to sense, read the natural energy given off by living beings, read their current emotional states, predict their next attacks, granting him pseudo sixth sense for danger and enhancing his reaction speed. Yep. All that good stuff. All that nice juicy stuff. What about Meliodas, the captain of the 7 deadly sins? He is a demon. He has assault mode. So far, oh my. So far, so good. But then, Power of Darkness. Generate solid darkness. Shape, project himself outward. He can use black matter for a variety of offensive and defensive. Enhance their ability, flight, self-healing. Yeah. Mental burns. Yeah. Weapon creation. Like, I'm not gonna lie. All this is solid, right? Especially the sealing, the healing, the immortality curse isn't valid anymore. And was never, like, in my mind, the immortality curse was never a valid combat option anyway, considering how long it naturally takes him to revive. But y'all do you. Sensing, yep, he can sense, but that's not going to be useful against Asta since Asta has nothing to sense. Unless he senses, like, I'm not sure if Meliodas can sense life energy. He can sense magic, but Asta doesn't have any magic, so that likely would be useless. Soul extraction and absorption. This is the only thing that I think would, like, hypothetically work on even a Devil Union Asta if Meliodas gets his hand on him, because, like, I mean, maybe not Devil Union, because, like, you would have to reach through the anti-magic cloak. But if you were to grab Asta by the face, like the literal skin on his face, and try to pull out his soul, I think Asta would lose it, because we don't have any, like, soul manipulators in Black Clover just yet. So I think he would just get... Actually, no, we do have soul manipulator, but not to the same degree where they can literally just walk up to you and be like, give me your soul. Ooh, give me your soul. Ooh. So, like, I can definitely see the whole soul extraction and absorption working out if the specific conditions are met. Telepathy, yeah, that's good. There is no Meliodas where Meliodas is in control that has the commandments. And by in control, I mean, like, able to move. Because you can argue not post-purge, but post-resurrection Meliodas in assault mode, when he goes into the cocoon, he has these commandments: pacifism, piety, patience, piety, and repose. Ironically enough, they're a lot of P's. But pacifism, piety, patience, and repose, along with selflessness, you can technically argue he has access to those, but at the same time, by the time he pops out, it's not even Meliodas anymore. It's the actual Demon King. So, Demon King Meliodas, as people tend to call him, isn't actually a thing that has these commandments. That's kind of whack. Admonition, not useful. Full counter, you can... Full counter is strange, right? Because technically, it can hypothetically reflect non-magical elements, and they just have to be non-physical. So technically, Asta's sword counts, because I don't think anti-magic is very physical. I think it's just like an energy that coats and soaks into weapons, not actually like gives them Conqueror's coating or anything like that. I don't think anti-magic like legitimately overlays. So I think you could hypothetically say full counter works, but I could very easily see an argument for its encounter vanish not working at all, and the only thing working is with vanish counter, because it's literally just Meliodas taking damage. So possibly there, Hellblaze gets negated by anti-magic, yeah, Divine Slayer, anti-magic negation and Blitz, Trillion Dark, and once again, maybe not. I mean, we'll talk about Lost Vein and Trillion Dark versus Asta at another time. But yeah, weapons. Oh, so you do have weapons. Why was Lost Vein not okay? Physical clone. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, like, do I even have to look over their abilities? Like, there is pretty much darn near nothing in my mind that can convince me that Meliodas can win. Now when he's getting blitzed by possibly 10,000 times over, and literally getting sliced to ribbons, and can't even harm Asta back. By the time Meliodas would go to speak Asta's soul away, because he senses the threat, Asta would have slumped him at that point, and then it would be over. So, I don't really know. Like, there's nothing I can do here. So this little 17-year-old punk slams this 4,000-year-old man. So that's pretty darn good. I could go into abilities, but I already kind of covered those. So yeah, there we go. Those are my thoughts on the battle, or the versus Battle Wiki's battle between Gojo and Meliodas. Wait, why did I say Gojo? Why did I say Gojo? The battle of Asta. Asta. And Meliodas, captain of the 7 deadly sins. Asta stomps in base. However, those are my thoughts based on my interpretation of these things. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, do got a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off.